It's Saturday.
Saturday.
I
like Saturday.
I like Saturdays too. I don't have any headphones on, and I don't see any in this room. So I'm just assuming that people can hear us.
I hope so.
Hi.
I hope so because
I can see. Yeah, I can see audio there.
Okay, well, cool.
So we're good. Donna.
Yeah.
I missed you.
Oh my goodness, it's been forever. Where you been hiding?
Well, I had what they call a plethora.
Oh no, not my word, plethora.
I had a plethora.
A plethora
of things to do the last couple of weeks. So we have really neglected Eclectic Ramblings. So we need to apologize to our listeners. All three of them. We got to apologize to all three of them.
I'm sorry, 1, 2, and 3. Love you, kisses, hugs.
I was waiting for you to say me, myself, and I.
Me, myself, and I.
Look what I found. These are mine. You see what I found?
Oh.
You like those?
Oh.
You don't like
They're
those?
interesting.
They're readers.
No.
Yes.
Where'd you get them from?
I'm not telling because I'm going to go back and get some more.
You went to New York?
Did you get them
from New
York? I did not get them from New York.
Did you get them locally?
But if I remember, I didn't think they were going to work, so I only bought one pair.
Okay, but they work.
They work.
Get out.
You can see outside in the sun. You can read a book outside.
Oh my goodness.
It's wonderful. And I think I look rather dapper. I don't know. Is it debatable? Not even debatable, huh? I don't like it when you make noises like that.
You remember that guy? I wear my sunglasses at night. That's what it makes me think about.
That guy, huh?
Corey somebody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
But it's the middle of the day. I'm sitting in a sunny window. What are you talking about?
I'm telling you what it reminds me of.
I cannot deny you that.
Okay. Yeah.
I cannot deny you that. But we had Paul's graduation. The
Congratulations.
Had commencement.
Congratulations.
Don't tell me. Tell him. Those fellas just make me so proud.
Congratulations to the both of them.
I could just spit. I tell you right now.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So we did Paul's black grad. Then we did his regular commencement.
Awesome.
Then we went to Mount Pleasant to do Marcus's.
Oh, wonderful. You did an excellent job with those boys.
I'll take that.
You and your wife?
I'll take that.
I think she did the most.
Why would you say
that? I just felt like it. I don't know who did what, but I just know they came out to be cool dudes. How about that?
I think us fathers should start a Me Too movement.
You know what? I must agree because we neglect fathers.
You treat us like, ooh.
Ooh,
we. Actually, you get on TV and you say hi, Mom. You don't say nothing to Daddy.
Let's get this straight.
What?
To be honest, girls honor their fathers more than boys.
Okay.
And the boys sit under their mother's skirts until death do them part.
You think so?
Oh my word. Most guys.
Is it a problem? I mean, I've been told that a girl is supposed to see how a man treats his mother.
Yes, but my Lord, this is the thing, though. What I'm finding to be true is that there are not very many men that are in the picture. So the son gravitates to the mom and hold on for dear life until death does them part. For the most part. And it's really weird to watch. And sometimes it's not the boy, it's the mom.
Is it healthy?
I don't
it doesn't matter which way it comes from, right? If it comes from the kid not wanting to let go, it's more healthy than the mom not letting them go?
Either way, it's a weird bag of chips. Very, very odd.
I've never had to date a man that was a mama's boy. What do you know?
I don't think I've ever. I guess because I'm spoiled to begin with, so I don't think being spoiled would attract someone that's spoiled. We would have conflict, serious conflict. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Well, you can't both be babying each other at the same time, right?
Right. I'm spoiled, but I am a caregiver as well. But when I have my days, oh my word.
That sounds like an oxymoron to me, Donna. How can you be a caregiver and spoiled at the same time?
Because there are certain things that I'm not going to give on, but other things I don't give a rip. I'll do and do and do. But, certain things, I want what I want. Can I say that?
Well, we all want what we want.
No.
Don't we all want that?
Some people are compromisable. Certain things I'm not compromisable.
Or patient. Wouldn't that be a better word?
Yeah,
maybe just,
patient.
Timing is everything.
Yes, yes. And how you approach it. All of that makes
I've always been told it's not what you say, it's what you say before. It's not what you ask, it's what you say before you ask.
Or in the manner in which.
Both, yeah.
And the energy that you give off. Because somebody can say this to you. Look at my face. Good morning. Really?
I get those. I can't believe it.
I'm like,
this is the worst good morning. You could have kept that. Yeah, all it did was tell me that you are not in a good way.
You're right. You need some special prayer.
So what do you do when you come across one of them good mornings?
I said, well, you have a magnificent day. I do.
And
and you know what it does? Pisses them completely off.
Why don't you say something like, define good? Because it's not in your voice.
Oh, I say, you have a magnificent day.
And then they take it as another slap in the face because they knew they were being sarcastic. And they knew they were being sarcastic.
I don't think they knew that they were being sarcastic. I don't think they understand the mood the energy in which they possess.
Well, come on,
because
Donna,
they possessed it so much, it's now a possession.
Right, but there's morning people, and there's not morning people.
This is true.
So if you catch one of them at the wrong time.
But a lot of times, the non-morning people, they won't say anything to you until they get their mojo on.
Right. So this is an early afternoon person.
They'll eat. You know how those flowers bloom at night?
Yes.
So mid morning they bloom, and then they're that person.
Okay.
Yeah, but then you have those that never, because they just angry people, and they don't even know that they're angry people.
Well, how can you not know you're an angry person?
Because everyone that you are around are angry people, so it's normal to you.
I see.
So as soon as you see someone that has a chipper, bubbly spirit, you look at them as if they're the devil.
Well, a sane man in an insane world would surely seem insane, right?
Basically.
Who said that? I don't know who said that, but it's been in my head.
You can have
Oh no, it's been in my head for years. The other one I really like is, it's better to be quiet and thought a fool than to open your mouth and
show that you.
Doubt.
All right.
Yeah, I like that one. Oh, that's. And, most people have to walk around the block to figure that they've been insulted off of that one.
Yeah.
Had to walk that one off. So, what did you do? I mean, I was graduating, folks. I was renting Mustang GT 5.0s.
The first weekend,
okay,
I went to a community serving event at Holmes Elementary.
Okay.
And that was nice. It was their first time. So a lady that's a caterer that works there, she opened her door up to
Holmes Elementary. Where's Holmes Elementary? Doesn't exist anymore, does it?
I think it's Holmes STEM, off of over there by Brownell.
Oh, okay. It's a charter school.
I don't know what it is. It's a STEM school.
Okay, that's a boarding school then.
So yeah. So I went there last week, and I should have went live with this, but I went to another Flint soup.
I like them.
It was wonderful, and they did it on a Saturday, so I was
able to
do. Where was it? It's the same place at the Presbyterian Church on Miller and Elms.
Lennon.
No, between Lennon and Corona.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me.
And who won?
I can't remember her name, but her daughter was born with special needs.
Okay.
And she is developing shoes, fashionable shoes that children can wear with their braces.
Okay.
Yes, but they had a lot of people. I met a black female zoologist.
Nice.
She was amazing. Then Gina Soups, who does the soups for the Flint soup, she presented. It was her soups were always amazing. Then we had a young lady that did a lemonade, a natural lemonade. It was nice.
Okay.
Am I missing someone? I feel like I'm missing someone. And if I am, do not charge it to my heart, charge it to my head.
Now, was the lady with the shoes there the time we went?
No.
Because I remember there was somebody with disabilities trying to do something.
No, hers was a hair salon.
Hair salon, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Yes.
Okay, I remember now.
Yes.
Well, great.
So today,
Uh-oh.
I went to the Cultural Taste Fest.
Yes.
That was interesting, but I didn't get to. I got to taste the things at the table, but I didn't get to taste the food that they have to serve because I had to come here.
Well, Lee, I mean, we can go. We can do this on the road. You ready? Just take the microphone and we can go.
Because when it comes to food, delectables, I don't ever want to miss out on them.
Well, listen, they'll be there.
Yeah, I think when I leave
now the
here,
food won't be there, but
don't say
the
that.
food will not be there, but they will be there.
And then I went by Cafe Rayma before
Okay.
I went down there because they were having a brunch. So they have a brunch at once a month.
Okay.
I guess it's what is this the second week?
Second Friday, yeah, the second
Saturday. So I do believe it's every second Saturday, and it's a remarkable little place back there.
The back end of that place is gorgeous.
Oh my
It's a theater.
goodness,
It's a mini theater.
When I walk in there, I was like, this would be a nice place to do a burlesque dance.
Burlesque, spoken word.
Yes.
It is a really nice venue.
The only thing is that you can't hire your own sound crew. You have to use theirs.
You shouldn't need to. That's why they got the stuff built in. It's a beautiful venue.
It is amazing.
It's beautiful, and that's just one burden you don't have to have.
Yeah,
for your event.
What I would like to do is go there next month and take some people and do a brunch thing.
Well, let me tell you what the boys want to do. And they want to redesign the Flint Apple Computer Club.
Well, you know what? One of my because I went to a board meeting this morning as well. My day has been filled to capacity.
That's why I like you, girl. Shoot, you be doing stuff.
I went to a board meeting today, and one of my board members is a Mac user. And before she left, I was meaning to ask her, would she be interested in joining your Mac club?
Well, see, what we're trying to do is not make it all Mac exclusive. Because we want to get you Android folks and you Pixel folks. The thing is you got the technology.
Right.
And we want you to use. You're using like 2-3%.
Yes.
Of the $700 phone you have in your pocket or the $800-$300 tablet.
Right.
And we want you not to necessarily use 100% of it, but at least get your money's worth out of it. So we've changed the name from the iGroup to Tech Tutors.
I like it.
Yeah.
So when does it start so I can join?
Well, we're planning on trying to do like Tuesday evenings.
Oh.
And every Tuesday evening in the month. But we want to bounce around. No, it'll be 4 times a month. But we want to bounce around from
location
bars to restaurants. You know what I mean?
I like it.
Maybe at Tenacity on the first Tuesday, and then at the local grocer.
I like
on the second,
it.
and then back and forth.
Awesome.
So you got your choice of venues.
And then you're opening people up to places that they've probably never thought about going and trying.
Why not?
Awesome.
And
this Tuesday, I have another event I'm going to go to.
What are you going to go to this Tuesday?
I'm going to Factories 2's going to have an event, a fundraiser.
Really?
Yes.
We already know that we like Factory 2.
I love Factory 2.
What are they doing over there on Tuesday then?
I just know that we were told about the event today at the board meeting, and I said I'm going to show up to support.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. I've been thinking, I told you that I had an idea, right?
What's that?
They're talking about how this water crisis is going to affect the kids in Flint.
I have another thing. Go ahead and finish.
You
Remind
sure?
me about the water.
Okay. And I thought it'd be a good idea to put statues of our 4.0 students.
I think you said that to me.
And I thought about Factory 2. Because I called the bronze statue place. And they want $17,000.
So what are you talking about? The 3D models?
Print them with the 3D printers.
That would be amazing.
I thought initially busts, but I think too many relatives will take the bust. That's my baby, and they just take it. So we got to do probably full size 3D printings. Yeah, and maybe we'll have a generic boy's body and a generic girl's body, but print the head.
Awesome.
I was watching a YouTube video. They were 3D printing a house.
I was just getting ready to say that. I was listening to the Karen Hunter show, and they were talking about
Karen Hunter.
Yeah.
Who's Karen Hunter?
Oh my! You must don't have Sirius XM.
I do not.
Okay. Well, she's on the Urban View.
Okay.
And she's I love her show.
I'm supposed to remind you about water.
Oh, so a year ago, Whitney wrote the lady who has the alkaline water.
Okay.
The black lady in Walmart.
Uh-huh.
And she's interested in doing something with Flint. So we're going to try to talk to her and get something going.
Nice.
Whoever is on this phone has to come on live.
You think so?
I don't know.
It's Paul Jr. He's calling in the middle of the show. Let me.
He knows what he's doing.
Handle it and then talk to the people and tell them everything.
Everybody.
Hello.
So again, we're gonna see what we can do. Get some alkaline water donated here in Flint. So with a black company, I can't remember her name, but I think that's going to be amazing. Also, I am again. We talked about the Factory 2 thing that's going to happen on Tuesday, and later today I'm going to go back to the.
That's not easy, is it?
No, not at all. Especially if I don't have a topic. Just going off the top of my head, that's some.
So you say, wait a minute, you say the alkaline lady wants to get involved with the Flint water.
Yeah, the black lady that owns her own.
That's the, she'd have to ramp up so tough. It takes so long for those machines, don't it?
I don't know. Well, she's selling it out of Walmart in her area.
I guess so.
So we'll see.
I guess so. I like that water. I really do.
Alkaline water?
Yeah.
Again, my favorite is distilled water.
You'd rather have distilled?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I'm a taste connoisseur, so it has to have a certain taste.
That's what the lemon is for, and the orange peel, and the orange rind.
Some days I don't want that in my. I just want some clean, fresh.
But wait a minute, the distilled water doesn't have the health benefits that the alkaline water has, does it?
It has different types of. It's so fresh you can use it, and it will take everything that you use to another level. The alkaline water, you sometimes have to worry about the sodium content. If you're getting too much sodium, it could raise your blood pressure if you're not careful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you might need to switch back and forth between the two.
Right.
All right.
And I've been juicing on a regular basis.
Nice.
So I said, well, since no one else is going to do the juicing thing, I'm going to do it and be my own billboard.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So wait a minute. You had another juicing event and it didn't go well? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I just, from the ones that I've had, I hadn't had anybody who was willing to commit, because either they're not liking the taste of the juice, they're not giving it enough time for them to acquire a taste for it.
Right.
And before, I'm trying to broaden horizons.
You know what you should do? You should get in the jails. You got a captive audience in the jail, and those brothers are dying to try anything. Anything that'll get them a half hour out of that cell.
I like that idea. And the shelters.
And the shelters.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I don't know how you can monetize the shelters.
I can always use them as taste testers. even though their taste buds are going to be off, different, because depending on what you're
They're
doing,
eating on a regular
right,
basis,
right,
right.
right. Mm-hmm. It's a start. Because our taste buds are off. Period, and people don't want to commit to things.
I know.
They don't want to commit to the physical activity, and that's why I feel that you have to have like a coach, someone that when you start when you start feeling like I really don't want to do that.
Well,
when you feel that, call me.
AA model.
Call up. That's how I was.
Sponsor.
That's how I was trying to do that, right? and people say, well, it's to lose weight, but it's much more than just losing weight when you're doing the juicing.
Right.
There's so many other benefits to that.
Well, I've tried to eliminate the milk out of my diet altogether.
Did you substitute with anything like the almond, the rice?
I was never a big milk drink. I never drank milk.
Oh,
but
okay.
I was an ice cream lover.
Have you tried the coconut ice cream?
No.
Oh, they have these.
I switched to sherbet.
They have, yeah.
I switched to sherbet.
They have these coconut. You know how they have the chocolate, a vanilla coated, the chocolate covered. Yeah, they have a coconut version of it. Amazing.
The ice cream is coconut as opposed to covered with chocolate. It's like a Mounds bar.
Yeah, but it really doesn't taste like a Mounds bar.
I found that
it's
coconut
really
has no flavor.
It doesn't. You're right. So yeah.
What's eating a coconut ice cream bar?
You taste. Well, it's just like the avocado. It takes on the flavor of whatever you put in it or add to it. Because avocado really doesn't have a flavor.
They say that. And I want to say yes, but I can taste the avocado. I can taste it and its texture. I understand the texture as well. But what is the taste? It's a dry. It's I don't want to say a slimy taste. It's a moist, almost mayonnaise-y kind of taste.
That's not a taste.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a
texture.
Yeah, yeah. That's a texture.
I just think mayonnaise. When I'm eating an avocado, I'm thinking this is green.
Have you? Oh, and that's how they use it a lot of times, and that's probably why you feel that way, because your mind thinks of it in the way that they try to use it.
As a substitute.
Right. Have you ever had a avocado smoothie?
Have not.
Oh my God, it is amazing.
Does not sound good at all.
Oh, delicious.
Does not sound.
It's delicious.
Come on.
Oh my goodness.
An avocado smoothie.
With banana. Banana, avocado.
Banana makes all smoothies drinkable.
Well, that's not what makes it. You add a little other flavor to it. Like you may use a little agave or stevia or whatever your natural sweetener of choice is.
So now it's just going to taste like banana.
No, it doesn't.
So how does it gain flavor in a smoothie and it doesn't have it on the plate?
I can't explain it to you. It's probably a texture. It puts you in the mind of actually drinking a milkshake.
A milkshake, and it doesn't taste like avocado. See, because I like the taste of avocado.
It doesn't to me.
And put it on a plate with a little pepper, a little salt.
I love avocado.
Boom, boom. You know what I've been using lately?
What?
Slap your mama.
Have you?
I have.
Have you read the sodium content?
Yes.
And?
Stop. I blow the sodium. I go, whew. I blow the sodium off before I eat.
Oh, no.
I just leave the slap part on.
Oh, okay.
Are you telling me I slapped your mama? Well, it's not milk. Sodium.
It's sodium.
Yeah. Well, I fell prey to cream cheese over the last week. I had a bagel.
Did you?
And I was chowing down on it with the cream cheese, and I'm like, this isn't. Oh,
but see, this is the thing.
Milk, but just
this
moderation,
is
right?
Some people take it completely out of their diet. Do whatever feels. I say whatever you try to keep yourself from doing, you're gonna keep yourself wanting.
Okay.
Give yourself permission. It's okay to do it. And then 9 times out of 10, the less.
You want to do it less.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for pulling that out of my mouth because I couldn't get it out right.
Well, I feel your pain.
Yeah.
I feel your pain.
Oh, and I just want to let you know that I am a multi-millionaire with 5 streams of passive residual income.
I love that passive residual income. I love that passive residual income.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go down to my passive residual income and empty out the basement this morning.
Really?
I got down. It was so cold down there.
Oh, it is.
Cold.
It's a chilly day.
And it's a basement full of books and boxes.
Oh.
So I didn't want to take a space heater down there.
Oh, right.
You read about me on the news.
Right.
So I said, give it another week.
Okay.
It's going to warm up.
Yes.
It's going to warm up, right?
I'm hoping. It keeps giving us a little leg, taking it back, giving us a little leg, taking it back. I need consistency with this weather. Well, I don't know who I need to speak with. I've been trying to get a meeting with her. I've been trying to get a meeting with her.
You still got your shoes on?
I still have my shoes on.
You got to take your shoes off, and you got to stand on the grass, and you got to talk to Gaia. You got to connect.
I've been trying to. It just ain't been
working.
working.
Run in and put your feet in some warm water.
It'll be crazy.
I saw a girl walking downtown was it Tuesday, Wednesday? Barefoot as she wanted.
Was it warm?
It was not warm. Uh-huh. She was walking over rocks and things and wasn't even ooching or aching. She was truly from down south. I'm saying she was a southern girl.
She was a southern girl.
She had to be a southern girl because they the only ones.
Isn't that a song say that?
Huh?
Isn't that a song about that?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. It's not a phenomenon. So you got big plans next week?
Well, I have that thing that I'm going to do on Tuesday. Nothing that I can think of at this moment. Things come out of the clear blue sky, so I'm going to say yes. Speak those things into existence.
I like the way you said that, yes. Well, I've been working on I haven't done a community calendar in probably 8 months.
Oh, wow.
For Channel 17.
Okay.
And I really just was getting the guilt about it. Uh-huh. And I had 2 people send me things in my email. And I said, all right, doggone it. I'm going to do it. Plus, Juneteenth's coming up. So we might as well
that's another conversation I had.
And so I've been sitting down and I've been looking at all these events going on. Mm-hmm. I haven't memorized any of them, but I've got 60 right now that go from, I think, like next week to the 1st of July.
On the weekend or all week long?
All kinds of
We
events.
need to do a location thing.
What do you mean?
We need to go on location and...
to these things?
Yes.
I'm not against it, Donna.
Well, I am. I'm always ready to be mobile.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, because I did the live thing with those people that I went to see today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, your phone constitutes a radio station. You can do live interviews right on your phone.
I was doing it. The guy had a thing that he was holding in his hand.
Shotgun mic.
Was it a shotgun
or
mic?
A recorder? I don't know.
No, it was a thing he had on his hand, but he had his phone. It's equivalent to this right here. And it costs $150 at Best Buy.
Sounds like a.
And it keeps you from shaking.
A DJI Osmo. It's a gimbal.
Whatever it is,
we got one of those.
I need one in my life.
We got one. All you gotta do is check it out.
I need one in my life.
Yes, just come.
Because I would.
But it's software based too. You gotta get that thing will track people's faces and eyes, and it will do all sorts of groovy.
Really? Well, and he had another. I think his was attached to his tablet.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly the same stuff we got.
Yeah, I need one of those.
Do you?
Yes.
The tablet or the DJI, the Osmo?
Yes.
They got cheaper ones, like $59.
Really?
The DJI is pretty
popular.
Yeah, it's a. Really,
why come you ain't? You hear it? I didn't say. Why didn't you let me know about it before?
It was mounted in here for a couple weeks.
Why come you ain't let me know?
Why come? Well, it's designed to allow you to eliminate a camera operator. So you can have 3 of those set up and do a shoot all by yourself. Zoom, pan.
I need that in my life.
Everything.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah?
Yes.
I don't see why. Why?
Because I like to be... I like to get into people's business. So tell
So
me
you need
about
a
yourself.
tripod. Oh, you need a tripod and a DJI. Yeah. All you gotta do is check it out and tell me when you want it.
Okay, cool.
I'll hook you up.
Sounds good. I
Listen,
like
that sounds like a cue to remind people that they're listening to WFOV 92.1 LPFM Flint. It is Our Voices Radio. Oh, look, my picture is frozen. That's kind of cute shot, though. It's Our Voices. Stop. It is Our Voices Radio, determined to make a difference, but we need you too. So if you guys, have stories of recovery, if you have stories of beating problems, whether it's drugs, alcohol, or what have you. Poverty's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
810-259-9789. That's 810-259-9789. We are determined to make a difference.
I'm interested in doing a wealth conscious show.
What do you mean wealth conscious?
Well, we talk about ways to becoming wealthy.
You want to be like the Dave Ramseys of Flint?
No, I don't want to do what Dave Ramsey does. I want to do what Napoleon Hill and Bob Proctor and Lisa Nichols, and that's the type of thing I would like to do.
That's what you want to do.
Positive affirmations. Speaking those things into existence. Again, I just want to let you know that I am a multimillionaire with 5 streams of passive residual income.
That sounds fabulous. Passive residual. Explain it. Maybe people don't know what passive residual income is.
Passive residual income is when you are making money and you are sleeping, you're on vacation, but the money still flows and flows like a river.
So the most common is real estate, I'm taking it.
Real estate is a good one. Vending machines is a good one. There are so many of them that could do that for you.
I mean, but with the vending machines, you got to maintain and manage those.
You don't. No. You when it becomes hot and happening, you have other people. You become an employer.
Okay, you hire folks to fill your machines for you.
Yes.
I agree.
And that's another thing people don't understand. They can take their daily things that they do, like car washing. Mm-hmm. You can become a detailer, and eventually that could be a passive residual income for you.
Anything that you can grow to a employer relationship.
Yep, something that you no longer have to put hands on. Investments, the stock market, that's a passive
but it's
residual
so
income.
volatile.
Life is volatile.
I mean, but that's a 20-year, 60-year, 40-year game right there.
It all depends on what you're doing.
Agreed.
Yes.
But
So I'm so excited.
It means most of that stuff is on the long term, to where you'll make money. Because of the ebb and flow.
That's okay. Well, that's the thing. That's why we need to start talking to our youth now. So when they're my age, they can walk in their passive residual income status. I would like to see my children. And when I say my children, all of my children, all of them out there, to walk in a state where they are by the age of 25, have at least 2 streams of passive residual income.
You know, I was listening to my friend Trevor Noah.
Yes.
And he was explaining the reparations.
If that would have
to
happened.
white people.
Uh-huh.
And he did it in such a way that it was palatable. You know, it didn't seem like it was upsetting them. You know, he just said it's been an unfair race.
Yes.
And, you know, from education to economics to property ownership, all these things were hindrances.
My question is, why is that so hard to see? Why is that so hard to understand that this country was built upon a privileged people? and with that privileged people, they tend to gravitate to their own. And sometimes it's not intentional. It's because that's what they're accustomed to.
Right.
And then it becomes a residual thing that happens all the time. What behooves me is that some of them have never been in, or they've never even been in a setting with other cultures.
Well, I think it would go a long way for it to be acknowledged.
Yes.
I think it would go a long way for there to be an apology. But I think it would be even a longer way to make it right. And I don't know how you would do that.
I don't really think you can make it right. You can make it better.
Okay. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah,
I'd be okay with
there's
that.
a way of making it
low interest
better.
loans. Low interest loans.
There's a lot of things that could
home improvement loans.
And then sometimes it doesn't necessarily have to be a loan.
Right. Well, all the things that we've been denied,
right,
should be granted.
Yeah, like a Habitat for Humanity. I think we as a community can come together and help one another, one house at a time. It will do a lot of different things. You will be, especially if you start using the children, you will be teaching skills to people who don't necessarily know how to do certain things.
You remember Operation Brush Up? Mm-mm. You weren't in Operation Brush Up? Mm-mm. Steve Hetty and those guys would take a whole neighborhood and paint it
Never
during
heard
the summer.
of it.
You never heard of Operation Brush Up?
No.
You're almost as old as me.
But I'm not originally from here. So they may have did it.
80s. This is 80s. 80s, height in the 90s. Oh, it was a beautiful plan. It really was. Yeah. And it did some great things.
And that's something that we should think about doing without the construct of funders, major funders. And the reason I say that, because once you become a 501c3, there are certain guidelines you have to stick to. Mm-hmm. But if you have where we fund each other and we help again, I teach you this excuse me, I teach you this skill and you go help someone else and you teach it to them. Mm-hmm. And that's the way it was at one point. We were all teaching each other certain things, and no longer are we doing that.
Because they made it so you have to pass a state license to do it. And
but the thing of it is,
$300 and
but listen,
to get the training to do it.
This is the thing. Just like going to college. Mm-hmm. If you're being taught a certain area, you can test out of those certain areas because you've gotten the education. Mm-hmm. You take the test. You never had to step into the college read.
You just have to pay them.
You just have to, you're going to have to do. And I think all of that is unfair as well.
Well, I listened to Maurice Davis at City Hall, and he talks about how people in his ward need help with their homes. Mm-hmm. And half of me says, no, they chose not to put money into the house and to raise the kids, put clothes on them, send them to school, buy them food, whatever. They sacrificed that house so they could do something else.
Not necessarily. I mean, you can, like I said, some people can have a job.
Right.
But that job is not a job that give them. Right. But that's all you can get at. That's all that's hiring you.
Then you're not supposed to be a homeowner.
Well,
so not now necessarily. You've inherited your mom's house.
Okay.
And now you got a rent-free house. Right?
No, it's not. It's rent-free, but you still got to pay the taxes.
Taxes, utilities, but you're not kicking out $350, $400, $500 a month.
This is true.
So you're using that money to do other things.
That's like paying your rent. I mean, paying your water bills. Water bills are like $200.
Right, but if on top of that you were paying the mortgage, okay,
you
instead
of exactly,
you wouldn't have bought the house.
But if it wasn't a house that you bought anyway, you were inherited to you. Right. So now we can't blame a person that doesn't know what to do now that they have it. It's our responsibility to teach them what they can do A lot of times people
don't even know,
Right.
all of the maintenance needs of a house.
And
I just
of
took mama
course.
said daddy did that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't know we had to clean the gutters out every
and
summer,
that's,
and I
and
didn't
that's
know
a,
we needed
and
to.
that's a problem.
Yeah.
Those are things that we should be communicating with our children.
Right.
I don't know about other culturals. Say the word.
Culturals. I like it. It's the word of the day.
That's
Culturals.
That's not what the word I want to say.
Cultures?
Cultures. I don't know what they're doing, but I know what we're not doing. We don't communicate with our kids until they get a certain age. But if you teach them while they're young, even if they're not doing it, at least know the process. It will help them as they get older. They won't think that things just happen automatically. They'll know that what it takes to do this and what it takes to do that. So we've done our kids a disservice by not sharing the whole truth. And we need to get that fixed.
Well, even more so with financials. People are so guarded with how much money they make and how much money they spend.
Right.
And our kids walk out and don't have a clue as
Don't
what
have
a budget is or how much it costs to run a house.
Right.
I have always been open, not to the point of scaring them.
Yeah, no,
You know
just
what I mean?
let them know this is what it takes. You have to do this, and you have to, and if you, and don't make it seem like they have to go to college to become something. I mean, it's good to do. Don't make it seem like they have to work for someone. It's good to do, but instill into them
It's all of it is springboard to doing you.
Doing you.
So whatever you need to bounce off of
Right.
to be you is fine.
And that's the thing. A lot of us are not doing us. We're doing what someone else molded us into doing. And then that's why people can go to college, go get a degree, and never work in that degreed field because it was never them.
Well, I think that's what's
Or they can go to college and say, I'll try this. Nope, not that. Oh, I'll try that. Oh, nope, not that. And they'll be a career student because they're going to places where they think they're going to get the finances, not understanding that if you do what you love to do,
the finances will come.
The finances will come.
Well, my dad had great plans for us. He wanted us to open up a father and son car dealership. I didn't want nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that was a disappointment, but that just wasn't my juju.
Right.
You know what I mean? I did
Right.
not care for that type of environment at all. Although the money
was a good, right.
The money was attractive.
Right.
But it was just a lifestyle and I don't even want to say a community.
Yes, I can see that.
That I didn't
want to be involved in.
Yeah,
Right. Because it's a lot of weird things. Can I say it that way?
Yeah.
It's a lot of weird things that happens
well,
in sales.
I made sure that in raising my kids, that I told them you can always come back to what Daddy does.
Right, and that's the thing.
You can always come back to it. To this stuff. Just do you.
But see, this is the thing. A lot of parents, they're so busy doing them, they don't see what their children are good at.
Right.
And helps to mold them in that, or gently direct them into that area. A lot of times they don't have. A lot of people say, "I know you. You my child." No, you don't know me at all. If you knew me, some of the things that you say to me and about me, you wouldn't say because you wouldn't know it's true. A lot of times we don't know our kids. And they don't know us because we're so wrapped up with maintaining life.
Well, I don't know how it's gonna work.
Like I said, we got to have some residual income coming in, and that's what happened with the other people because of the free labor that they had. They were able to have residual income. And that's where the wealth came into place.
Right. And you don't have to struggle for, it's Maslow's theory of hierarchy.
Right.
You don't have to struggle for security and safety and shelter. You get to look at other things.
But there are other ways to go around that by pooling our finances together, which we have to come to a place where we have to say, okay, this is not working for us the way it's going now. We have to do something different, which means you're going to have to decide to trust someone. You're going to have to decide to say, okay, well, maybe this person did me wrong, but I can't judge this next person according to what this other person has done. So, and then you have to also remember what your mindset is and what your energy goal is pulling out is what you're going to attract into your life. So if you could keep attracting messy people, you need to not bother with those people. You need to go somewhere and figure out what's in me that's causing me to attract the messy people. And when you start repelling people that you were close to, you need to figure out what's in me that's causing that to go away. And sometimes people are not in your life always forever.
I understand. I love it. A reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Or a lifetime.
And you got to figure out what it is.
Actually, you don't have to figure out anything. You just let it be.
Yeah, that's true.
And what we tend to do is try to force things to be.
Right.
Just let it be. And it'll happen the way it's supposed. Nothing is by mistake. Even when you hear that, you'll be like, well, I had a car accident. Yeah, it wasn't a mistake. Some kind of way you created that.
Well,
so what you worry about, you bring about.
You do. 100%. I can see that. It's that law of attraction again.
It's that law. We can't get away from it.
You can't get away from it. You bring it on. You bring it on.
You bring it on.
And I find myself, my brother corrected me more than anybody else because I usually am constant. I'm thinking about my words a lot more when I'm talking to unguarded, not guarded. You know what I mean? When I'm talking to my brother, it just spews. But he says, you got to watch what you put out there.
Every time.
And I said, but I say, I know it's not instantaneous, but thank you for the correction.
Right.
They aren't killing me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They aren't killing me. These guys are trying to kill me.
Right.
And don't put that out there, baby. Don't put that out there.
Even in joking, you have to be aware of the word, because words are life-giving. Whatever you say, you bring to life. Like you said, it may not be instantaneously. And that's why it's important to know what you are constantly putting into your system. If you're constantly watching the news, all of that is going to cause you to attract crazy stuff into your life.
I tell everybody I come in to leave that stuff alone.
Leave it alone. Yes.
Just try it for a week.
Try it and see how free.
You'll be amazed how free your mind is.
Free your mind.
Did I tell you that I had to, I don't even call it chastise. I just had to put the brakes on a Facebook friend.
Okay.
They kept sending me these things of people getting murdered and killed and rats being cleaned to be cooked.
Huh.
And I'm like, dude, you know what I mean? I said, first of all, people eat all sorts of things. You know what I mean? What's to say that a cow is more edible than a rat?
Right.
Or a dog is less edible than a goat. You know what I mean? So that's all cultural. So let them people eat what they eat. But what troubled me more was all this death that you're sending me. I don't do death like that, you know? I said, so take me off the death and destruction list, and keep me on the hugs,
And that's funny that you would say that, because Whitney said, some people say my timeline is very boring because I don't have all of that other stuff. Whitney says my timeline would win the
Nobel
Peace Prize.
Be proud of that. I'm competing. I'm competing for that. The Facebook Nobel Peace Prize.
Right.
That's a mouthful. I just spit on myself.
Yes, because I definitely try. I have puppy dogs and quotes and loves and hugs, because that's what I want in my world.
That's what I want to put out there.
Right.
Yeah. I want people to smile when they come in.
Yes.
I mean, when I get events that are going on, I share them.
Yes.
Because I think that's what we should be doing.
We should be doing.
We should be sharing these things. They got Prince of Peace is doing a Heritage Festival.
Right.
Share it.
Share it.
CBOP is doing the Youth Freedom Fund dinner. Share it.
Yes.
I'm doing the Father's Day cookout.
Share it.
We got dodgeball going on. Kevin Collins is doing things. It's that Weller Balsam commercial from the 70s. You tell two friends.
Yeah. The word of
and
mouth.
they'll tell two friends.
The word of mouth is amazing.
So, what have you heard about downtown? Anything? Is anybody talking to you about what's going on at City Hall? In the upcoming elections?
Of course, didn't I tell you that all of my postings is about love, peace, joy, and happiness? So I don't get any. I don't have a clue. I tell you what, I have a friend who would call me from where she stays to tell me the tragedy that happens in Flint. And I'm like, I had no idea.
I've been trying to avoid it all weekend. Thank you very much. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Yeah. I was like, no, I had no idea this was happening. That's not happening in my world.
Right.
I have no idea.
Well, I get my news secondhand.
Okay.
Down at the Good Bean.
Good Bean.
It's more fun that way. One.
Okay.
Because people are coming in and they're just shaking their head and they're saying this has happened and that has happened. And I'm like, wow. How does that affect your day to day?
Yeah.
Is that going to stop you from going to or coming from what you're doing? But I don't know. People want to be into other people's problems so they don't have to deal with their problems. I think that's the key.
I think you should tend to your own, let everybody tend to their own, and we'll be a happy campers.
Yeah, I guess. But we're in the middle of a water crisis. They just postponed Croft and the other guy's hearing, so justice is being postponed on that tip. But I think they're scapegoats.
We all knew that they weren't going to do what they need to do, so we need to do what we need to do. Again, we need to work together as a community and make stuff happen. Because if we're waiting for, quote unquote, the government or local whatever to do whatever.
Well, I tell you what, these folks down in Carriagetown are fabulous. This Carriagetown Neighborhood Association, they do that.
I know.
They are the example. They are the world we want to see. I mean, they got a dumpster for brush. They got tired of looking at brush hanging around in the neighborhood.
Awesome.
So the Neighborhood Association rented or borrowed or kowtowed brush dumpster. In the last 3 weeks, these guys from the neighborhood, the board, right? I'm not talking about the neighbors because the neighbors barely participate, but the board.
Now, are they still meeting down at Arrowhead, or
they started meeting at Good Bean?
Oh, okay.
They started meeting at Good Bean.
Because I know when I lived down there, I would go to the ones at Arrowhead.
Right. So there's maybe 7, 8, 9 of them.
Yeah.
And they're just gangbusters.
Awesome.
Taking care of business, and it's just really impressive.
And that's another thing. If we were to go back to having block clubs, a lot of people still have block clubs, but they're not block clubbing like they should or like they
they've never seen a block club. You know what I mean? They've never seen the old school co-op kind of block club,
tell you the
block
truth.
Party kind of.
There should not be a unkept lawn on your street.
Not at all.
There should not be an unshoveled driveway on your street with a block club.
I agree.
It should not happen.
I agree. And that's how it is here in Carriagetown.
There should not be a person in need that needs help with water leaks. There should not be a person on your block that has a need.
Well, now, come on now. A block club incorporates more than one city block.
Well, I'm just saying.
Right.
It's a start.
Right.
Your block.
But there still should be the street captain within the block club.
Yes.
You're the Foss Street captain because you live on Foss, Miss Jones.
Right.
And you're the Elma Street captain.
And if I have a problem
and
with...
if you need some resources, Elma Street captain.
Right.
Holla.
Right. Exactly. Another thing that we could do, we could police our own streets. There should not be a person throwing rocks at your window and nobody know who did it.
Who did it? Right.
We should go back to that. That will, again, same with people throwing trash out the window on your street.
Listen.
Even if you don't address that person, every time they do it, they see you picking it up. Eventually, they're gonna quit because guilt is gone. Unless they're
watch this. Watch me make this old lady bend down and have a heart attack. Watch it.
Unless they're just
evil.
Evil.
Well, I have friends. I have a friend in the police department, and he's working on those rape kits.
I don't know anything about it.
You know, they had the backlog, 3,000, 4,000 rape kits that hadn't been investigated.
Really?
They got grant money to go ahead and investigate him, and he just told me 2 of them. And I'm like, dude, how do you do that on a daily basis?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that kind of stuff and those kind of people? It's just
And just think, they get paid like $15 an hour. What the? And you wonder why they're angry like they are. Their job, just teachers, firemen, fighters, police officers, they should be getting paid $25, $35 an hour.
minimum. Don't make it easier for me to flip burgers.
Right.
Don't make it easy. And actually, they did the same thing with pilots, though.
Oh, really?
You know, pilots used to be $100,000 a job. Now they're school bus drivers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The whole Patco thing messed their little world up. Well, I'm going to say it's probably more than just the Patco, but it went down tremendously. The cargo pilots, it might be this shipping phenomenon, you know, because this is new. 20 years in FedEx and UPS and Tiger and all those guys. So I'm sure they've had to increase their pilots.
And what's even crazier is that it's not like we can't afford to pay. We can afford to pay them that kind of money. Easy. There is not a recession. There is a surplus. They just don't want to share the wealth. Period. Whoever they are.
I'm going to put a pin in that because I'm going to ask you next week who they are.
Did you just hear me say whoever they may be?
Oh, I think you know who they are. I think you know who they are and aren't willing to say.
Yeah, because I value listen at this. I value my life.
Ouch. That's painful. Come on now, Whitney. Whitney, did I just call you
called me Whitney?
I did, because I'm trying to put Whitney's song on as we leave here in the next minute, because I was going to surprise you, but my Freudian slip showed. So now you're just going to have to deal with the fact that you're not going to be surprised anymore when I put your daughter's song on as we leave the show this evening. You guys, if you haven't heard this is Wasted. Oh, it was already set up to play. I did that already. I'm brilliant.
Absolutely.
I am brilliant. All right. Well, they're going to listen to the Forest of Benefits. We're going to look at this camera. And you're going to say what?
I want all of you to think about having 5 streams of residual passive income. I love you.
Mom, all the good I do is because of you. Goodbye, everybody.
I didn't know that.
Yep. But the forest does more than give us clean air and water. It gives us shade for hot days, birds to listen to, and trees to climb.
Wow, that's awesome. I didn't know how cool the forest could be. Hey, let's go explore some more.